Hey there, it's time for another Kingdom Sewing Minute Clinic with Gina. If you have a computerized sewing machine, there may be a great convenience feature on your machine that you're not aware of. I'm going to start today with the Janome 3160 QOV, which is our Quilts of Valor model. You can see the lovely red, white, and blue paint job on this machine. What I want to talk to you about is our auto tie-off feature. So on the Janomes, if we take an up-close look here at stitch number 2 and 3, you'll see this one has a little zigzag, this one has a little dot on it, and these are our automatic tie-off stitches. So when we select that stitch, the machine will automatically tie off for us, and we don't have to push the button and do that. So first I'm going to select my stitch number 2. And let me show you how that works. So when I start to sew, the machine's going to come forward and then do the reverse for me. And then it's going to continue down. And I can stop in the middle and it doesn't automatically reverse. So I do need to let it know when I'm at the end of my seam. So let's say I'm finished here. And to tell it that I'm done, I'm just going to tap that reverse button once, and it automatically ties off for me there. Okay? So the other choice that we have is our stitch number 3, which does the same thing, but it does the stitch in place tie off. So I'm going to select my stitch number 3, and you'll see with this stitch, it's just going to do that stitch in place in one spot to lock the stitch. And then it goes forward, and again we can stop if we need to adjust something or to add another piece if we're sewing things together. And when we get down to where we're finished sewing, we would simply tap that reverse button again, and the machine will finish with a couple stitches in place to tie off for us. Most of your Janome machines, computerized Janome machines, will have these stitches. Now if we take a look at the baby lock machines, they have a similar sort of feature, but it's slightly different. So as we look here at our Baby Lock Jubilant, we're going to focus in on a couple of the stitches here. Let me focus for you. So you'll notice here on our stitch 1, stitch 3, stitch 7, there's a little line at the top of the stitch. This is telling us that when we use our automatic tie-off, this particular stitch is going to tie off with a reverse. If you look at number 2 and number 4, this one has a little dot. It's going to tie off with that stitch in place. And as I said on our zigzag as well, we have a line and a dot. So we have our choice on zigzag stitches also. So with the baby lock machines, simply selecting those stitches doesn't give you the automatic tie-off feature. You'll want to turn on your automatic tie-off, which is this little button right here, which shows us the reverse and the dot for the stitch in place tie-off. So when I turn that feature on, now it shows up on the screen here to tell me that I've engaged that feature. And the nice thing about that is it works with all of my different stitches. So I can automatically tie off any stitch I like. So right now I'm on stitch number 3, which is going to do the auto reverse. And then it continues on, and again we can stop, and if we're not ready to tie off, we can continue on. And when we get to the ending point, we're going to tap our reverse button just once, and the machine will automatically do those 3 or 4 stitches forward and back. And then I have my choice of doing the stitch in place rather than the reverse if I like, or I can even choose to do a decorative stitch. So let me choose one here quickly for you. And you'll see that it's going to start with those stitches in one spot. And this, I believe, is this is a blind hem stitch. And so when I get to the end, I can tap my reverse and it'll do that tie off. So as I said, this is a really nice feature on the baby locks. You can use it on any of your stitches. On the Janomes, you have those tie-off stitches for your straight stitches. So check your machine and see if you've got a great feature like this to save you some time. This has been your Kingdom Sewing Minute Clinic.